Such a cool card. Something, man, it's been a long time since we've seen one of these surface. From '03 Exquisite, obviously the immortals that were depicted in that production run were wide ranging. You had active players, you had retired players, but overall it was a highly notable production run, which lots of different parallel productions came out of and lots of different subsets. Among them, perhaps the most popular of all the mainstream subsets was the numbers pieces. It's just a beautiful design. I love the vertical autograph and along the white panel on the right. The card in the background was always a fairly interesting action shot, but it's this patch window that just blows my mind. It's probably the most intricate. The detail that they went through in making the patch windows on these was just staggering. And of course, the patch windows were always to mimic the card player. And then the serial number was also, made to match the card number. So there was a lot of variance. So like you had like Kobe Bryant's numbers pieces, they only made 8 of them because that was his jersey number at the time was 8. Larry Bird having 33, so there's 33 copies. This one's serial number 14 of 33. But look at the patch window itself has all these different layers to it. You got this outer layer, you've got that inner foil layer, an inner foil layer, which is recessed and like deeper down into the patch window. And then like the center parts of the three is how deep down into the patch they go. And it's just fragile. I don't know how they even made it and didn't like create little creases at all these little spots. It's just a work of art. And I think that's part of the reason why these are so loved is it's clear Exquisite went out of their way to just put pull every stop and make the most elaborate, product they could. And they really achieved something, and it really set the tone for what the future of high-end trading cards would become in many ways. Subgrades on this, the corner subgrade was a 7.5. It's really the only thing keeping the card from grading higher. The corners all have little tiny touches. I think the grade of a 7.5 is definitely on the lower end of what they could have given it. I don't think anybody would question it if they'd given it an 8. I mean, it's just a beautiful card that, had that graded even a little bit higher, the card could have, graded an 8.5 or a 9. So I think, from an aesthetics perspective, it definitely checks all the boxes. It's not an uncirculated example. It's got little bits of wear at the corner tips, but it's beautiful throughout. And certainly the card itself is what sets the value. This is just a rare production and among the more important cards issued during the 2000s.